Good. Okay, so live clock is ticking, everything looks good, so hello and welcome back to me being dumb, because I thought that the maintenance running on Final Fantasy XIV was actually going to be happening throughout the day, but it actually finished at 11 AM, so here we go, and yeah, we are actually because we managed to max level Summoner and Scholar, last week. My plans to do the Summoner thing in the new dungeon and the Scholar on the 24-man. Oh, Shisu and Mengu are striking. More like that, please. Yes, I think we have a few items that we can actually... Right, hang on. Control Shift I. So we need to dump... Yeah, because we got a ton of materia from the role quests. Except for that, which I'm actually going to be putting into... Right, so before we actually start, we are going to be doing our usual routine. Hoping it doesn't take too long. So we are going to be doing Gold Saucer, Beast Tribes, the tribal quest for the Ark of Dora, which is going to require me to go to actually change over to Astrologian. Then we're going to go to the Dome and Enclave, dump all of my junk. Alright, no, we don't think we got any cards. Cleric's Attire. Alright. 5, 4, 1. Alright. Yes, we've got to do our cat pot stuff. Then we need to do... Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from here to the Dome and Enclave. Constellation prize. Oh, full prize. What a shocker. Oh yeah, I do actually have the crypt lurker. Hang on, did I? There we go. Oh, that's right. I must have dispelled it from this set originally when I moved over to when I moved when I got some scholar up to level 90. No, 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 we need to teleport. Right, so first step is going to be the Doman Enclave. We're going to dump all of our junk into the donation bin. Then we're going to go to Yehimad. So, oh yeah, that's right. I had great strides in our efforts to rebuild the Enclave. Believe this is the barracks. Oh no, that's right. One of my alts is at the barracks. We're still at the yard. Yeah, and I don't have anything else to actually hand over. Yeah, so let's sort you out, and now let's teleport to Yehimad, do our tribal stuff, and then random amount. What are we gonna get? thinking of... Oh, we have 2,000 or 20,000 wolf marks. So what I'm actually going to do before we do anything is we actually have to go to the Wolf's Den Pier and alright, Bloomin' Ocean. Fresh eats and ripe sweets. And Darling Defender. Two of these are going to be on this side, the other one's going to be... Yeah, the other one I think is over here. Yeah, that's right. So... Yeah, so Darling Defender is over down here and Blooming Ocean is over here. Oh, that's weird. No problem with the mount roulette. Right. Where are we? 360 of 990. So, yeah, we are still a ways off from unlocking the next quest. Right. Dive, dive, dive. Right, and I'm gonna unmount from... Yep, and this bug is... Hang on. I don't know why they haven't fixed this bug where it just puts you into a permanent dive upon interacting with anything underwater. And you see, it's still happening. You have to, because you have to actually surface and then right, Darling Defender, if I can remember, I can actually go around here to actually reach it, because it is over, yeah, it is over there. Alright. I might as well help this dude. can't really pick up the MSQ mount. I haven't actually purchased any mount from the Mog Station because, well, money, and I'm literally on the knife edge for this whole month. So they're right next to each other, so I think one is going to be down there, the other is actually going to be up on here. So we're going to go into our dive and... Alright, package radiant. There we go. Special delivery. Bonsai! And Mount Roulette. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go to the wall. Yeah, because we need to go to the Wallsden Pier. Spend those. Actually, oh. It won't allow me to do that unless I'm in the sanctuary. Right, and yeah, my sinuses are completely, yep, okay. It's easier just to go to the Wallsden Pier from here. Then we'll head to Mordona and start on the quest. Okay, so I'm not sure if I actually did. Any ranking reward, no voucher in inventory. Yep, I don't think I actually did any crystalline conflict. Okay, so Wolfmark exchange. No, we need Wolfmark's other miscellaneous. Yeah, because we have this, the Magitech Sky Armor Identification Key. Right, I'm gonna quickly head to... quickly head to Mordona, because that is going to be the next stage. Another thing I need to actually do is, right, so Summoner. What I want to do is see if I actually have the... Yeah, because we have this, which is our old healer glams. This, we actually need to get the headgear. Or we need to actually get the, yeah. So that's 80 dancer. That's 90 dancer. Healer. That's the 11 crossover stuff. Gunbreaker. I don't think we have... Yeah, I don't think we actually have any of the, either that or I didn't... Either that or I haven't dumped it into, Glamour. Oh, there is one way I can find it. Acquired titles. Yeah. So that means I probably still have the... Probably still have the aiming set in... I probably still have the aiming set in my inventory. Now it's time to get started. Newfound adventure. Well, you see, if you're not back up, you can see I found something to nibble on as well.
It's so much quieter these days without everyone around. Not that I'm pining for your return, you understand. I have my sources, and I know that each and every one of you is doing well and keeping busy with your endeavors. Meanwhile, I'm left with a surplus of free time and the question of how to make the most of it. What about you? Any plans for the immediate future?
A grand new adventure, of course.
Traveling to the edge of existence and back wasn't enough? Well, if that's the case, I might have a suggestion for you. You fought bravely and selflessly, helping those in need and saving our star from unimaginable threats. For your deeds, you've been hailed as the champion of Eorzea and a host of other incredible things. But why not put those titles aside for a while? Acquit yourself as a simple adventurer again, and travel the world in search of wonder.
Who knows what mysteries are waiting to be discovered?
Oh, that's the spirit. I can feel from here the blazing fire that just lit in your belly. Now, all you need is a destination. If you're having trouble deciding, just leave it to me. Thavnair, that's where you should go next.
You just came back
I
from
doubt you were
Fafnir.
able to squeeze in a proper tour of Radzatan the last time you were there. What with the burning skies and rampaging monsters and so forth. And I'm sure Vritra would be pleased to see you. Then there's the bounty itself. The Empire's presence in the region was always a deterrent to exploration. So if you've a mind to sail that sea, now's your chance.
QM
Just
itself.
think of all the new experiences you could have.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much.
Yes, and we've now got the ice cream van turning up outside.
Oh, I know that look. That's an adventurer ready to take on the world. In anticipation of an occasion like this, I was planning to gift you a new set of traveling clothes, but it's still a work in progress. Shouldn't take much longer now though, so sit tight and I'll have the last few bits sewn up before you can finish another cup of tea.
Make sure it has pockets.
Stitch in here and trim in there. Knot the threads with love and care. Just a little more to go. I'm sure you're still brimming with excitement. I am one with the needle. See how the fabric surrenders to my whims. Don't worry. I'll make sure the lining has plenty of pockets for all your little treasures. I swear adventurers are worse than children when it comes to hoarding every feather and leaf and animal hide they come across. Oh, we mustn't forget the waterproofing. Gods forbid you forget to disrobe before plunging into the sea, or a river, or a piping hot bath. Ah, you're awake. My apologies. I do get a little carried away with my sewing. You seem awfully cheerful. Pleasant dream? Or are you just looking forward to the next chapter of your grand saga? Either way, I promise to provide you with new apparel, and so I shall. If you'll accompany me to the Diamond Forge, we can put the finishing touches on your outfit. Shall we?
Right. And, well, yeah, Data Center Travel was supposed to have launched today. Unfortunately, it did, and then they had to shut it down because the system was getting hammered with at least 15,000 requests every minute. And no napping this time. I only need a moment. You'll see. Oh, shoulders open up the custom file. Adjustment to the hem. So, what do I owe you? Yeah. Yeah, so we get a necklace, an ear cuff, the boots, gloves, and the tabard. We don't get any headgear. Urgent and part side. Let's be excited to start a fresh chapter. I'm going to place people in the often wonder how you remember all your experience in the next place. So at least, oh yeah, this is the unending codex. Which you only get once you complete Newfound Adventure. Okay, now where to head? You know what? I'm actually going to go back to Limsa, because regardless, I can either go to Actually, I can go into the, yep. Yes, I think I still have, I think that in the gear sense, I still have caster and... Right, retire to an in room. Oh, that's a wonder. Yeah, you can't actually, yes, so... Gloves. The boots. Yeah, so with patch 6.2, we're actually gonna... Our glamour dress was actually gonna double in size, so... I think I'm actually gonna stick that here. Yeah, so you, I think it's only gloves and boots. Yeah, the only thing we have there. Oh, we don't have anything for the head or the legs. Hang on, do you have the, no, we don't. And yeah, well, it's the same here. Wait, I have the casting gear in... No, I have the headpiece. Yeah, because I only have those. As I say, until I actually get onto the... Until I actually get the, no... Save plate in current state. So I'm not actually going to wear it like that because I'm going to need to get something to get rid of the headpiece and the leg piece gear. Right, so to the airship landing because we can at least fly to Razatan by airship. Seek passage to Razatan. Oh yeah, that's right. We also have that, so we need to go up to alright. First thing we need to do is get Twerko-Matic out. Miliel. Oh yeah, I know you found you a table. Ruins beneath the bounty? Should you be speaking of the sunken treasure vault? You have one regular, a historian in fact, who would tell you about that. Oh, there he is. Professor Jalheen. I thought I saw him come in. Though a somewhat private sort, the professor is quick to befriend those who share his fondness for the Mayhan's unique beverages. Offer him any drink from our selection, he should happily share anything he knows about the vault you seek, and a few other odd bits besides. Whatever you buy from him is on the house. By the way, Murad found out I took coin from Fabnia's saviour. Should I be scrubbing pots for a week? Alright, yes. The following events cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty final registrations. What may I do for you, my Eorzean friend? Friendly chat, how about a drink? Certainly wouldn't say no to a drink freely offered. Nice. Enjoy! Oh, lovely. Bottoms up. Jalheen empties the cup in a single pull. That's very kind of you, miss. No, you just offered up. What is it you want from me? Oh, chasing that old tale, are you? It does seem to appeal to the adventurous at heart. Now, where to begin? Well, I assume you've heard of Al. He was Han of the Azuri tribe when he sailed to Fafnir from the mainland and a key figure in the history of Razatan. Trying to keep that accent up is going to be a... His decision to aid the Architectors what ultimately won them the war against the Geshurada, thus allowing our predecessors to lay the foundation for this thriving city-state. The truly fascinating stories, however, concern his grandson, Al III, who is known for his deeds as satrap in Razatan's earlier days. Some have said that this man travelled to another world entirely and returned with glittering riches. Others that he broken alliance with a certain worm of the first brood. Then there's the tale of the sunken vault, the one you seem most curious about. According to the legend, Al III claimed a small island somewhere in the middle of the bounty where he built a structure, reaching clear to the bottom of the sea. A deep and secret storehouse, locked with all his worldly possessions within. In the centuries since, whenever a natural disaster or hardship befell Razatan, folk would remember that tale of hidden treasure. Hardy souls would set out to claim their fortune. A precious few would ever make it home. Made it home. Would you like to be ill? Apologies. I have a slight tickle in my... Oh! My cup appears to be empty. Another round for the professor. Oh, I see, we've reached an understanding. You're a sharp one, adventurer. Yeah. As he did return when seeking the treasure vault refused, I mean flatly refused to speak this is correct, Thomas. Nay, quite the opposite. Such accounts only served to feed the legends, and the golden lure grew stronger than ever before. You know, something, as I was saying, as a pinnacle of spiritual is possible. Yep, yes. Anyway, he was saying that one of his acquaintances went after the children himself. Has it been since he said so? No, I can't say no more. New general store. What sort of agriculture? Yeah. He is no stranger to peril. Your turn to say, what manner of dangers have you faced? Or the same if you please. Now, this one's on your coin, Professor. Anyway, I suppose I will. Yeah, he's plastered. Yeah, all the drinks. No, this man needs water. Though I think he needs it over his head. Your drink, sir. Shut barge. Oh, sound like that was water. Did you tell her to bring me water? That's probably for the best. Very kind of you, really. My head will certainly thank you in the morning. I seem to have overindulged. I'll put my wary of how much you drink and how much drinking you swallow. I just swallow you. Forgive me. I'll subject you to no more of these unseemly antics. If you want to speak to that, well, as I said, I'll share a tale as far as. Yeah. Here's what I learned all the journey as a share regarding the undersea vault. To find out more, you need to locate one of the man of Azama. Azahama. And there he is. So let's just bounce over these tables. Come on, Twerko-matic. I'm Azama. Oh, sure, I'm afraid. My friend took a ship out in search of Alzazal's legacy. I've been watching for his sails ever since. I tried to dissuade him, of course, but he refused to listen. All he could talk about was finding that vault. And that look in his eyes. I knew it wasn't common gold or jewels he lusted after. He was hunting Alzal III's otherworldly hoard, and his ambition would not be denied. See in you too that appetite for the mysterious and the unknown. I'll not attempt to turn you from your path. I know too well the futility of that endeavour. So I'll tell you what my friend told me. How he convinced the merchant in the bazaar to give him the rough location of the vault's entrance. It seems this merchant, one Zashel I believe, is selling a map which shows the exact route, but my friend's purse was too light for its exorbitant price. With what meagre wealth he had, he instead paid to learn that there are ruins on a small island somewhere in the bounty, and within those ruins hides the path to the vault deep below. If you truly intend on seeking Alzal's treasure, I suggest you put your affairs in order. I wish things were different, but I do not believe my friend is ever coming home. Oh, what do we have here?
Please, Marshal, please! You must let me have that treasure map!
What's all this about?
My mother and father were slaughtered by monsters. My baby sister, still too young to fend for herself. Can you spare us no kindness?
So, you hope to find your fortune? And what? You expect me to surrender my wares for pity's sake? What have you to offer in payment? As I thought. Come back when you've more than rags to your name. This is no mere treasure map. It is a guide to the vaults of Arzadal III, one of the great satraps of Radzat Han, and a direct descendant of Alzadal Khan.
A map to Alzadal's legacy?
So he says. A fake, I'd wager.
This is no fake. The parchment is marked with an arcane glyph of passage. You may find the ruins hidden in the bounty, but you won't be setting foot inside without this in your possession. A priceless artifact it is, discovered amongst the rubble in the aftermath of the final days, and lovingly restored by yours truly. This map is the key to fabulous riches, and I'll be the king of fools to simply give it away. Be glad I am no such king, boy. Your scrawny-eyed would never return with that treasure alive.
Oh, cruel fate! Why must you tempt me with wealth I am powerless to claim? How I shall envy the one who purchases that precious map! Whatever they pay will be but pittance against the golden hoards they stand to uncover.
Estinian! Someone's calling your name! Oh, there he is.
What have you, sir? Fighting man of your stature would surely relish the challenge of recovering Alzadal's lost fortune.
A fortune, you say?
Yep, a fool and his skill are soon parted.
If I had but the strength to seize that treasure, my starving sister would never want for food.
I'll take it. Will this cover the price? Well met, my friend. Someone is dressed for adventure.
Someone needs to go get their eyes tested.
Why Favner of all places? Knowing you, I suspect there's more to your plans than sightseeing and shopping. Ruins beneath the bounty. Curious. And here I've acquired a map to just such a site.
Yes, we know.
With that sale, I do believe I've earned the rest of the day off. Thank you for your patronage, sir, but if you'll excuse me.
You needn't mind us.
And now I fleece one of the heroes of the final days. Pray the sisters were looking elsewhere.
This map may or may not be genuine. Either way, we'll need a ship to find out for sure.
Well, it took you for a treasure hunter.
Lest you misunderstand, I seek the treasure not for myself. If such a fortune truly exists, then it could help ease the struggles of those who lost their loved ones in the final days. I hope to do for Thavnir what you and Alphino did for the Alamegans when you recovered the Mad King's trove. Come now. You know Alphino needs little encouragement when it comes to recounting the tales of your shared exploits. Speaking of precocious lads, that boy in the bazaar was clearly an accomplice of the merchant. Suppose his role was to draw the attention of the crowd and add weight to the merchant's bold claims. Transparent act for the most part. It was not all mummery. The need to provide for his sister rang true enough. Thus, if some portion of the profits end up in that waif's pockets, then I will consider it money well spent, whether the map leads us to the vault or not. You are coming along, yes?
Now we split the expenses.
I appreciate the concern, but there's one thing I've learned from my time with the Silence, is how to better manage my coin purse.
And you just spent how much on a map? That may not be genuine.
Now, let's see about securing a vessel.
Estinian has been added to the Unending Codex. You'll recall I spoke of visiting Thavnir at Reacher's request. They finally invited me to a feast and made good his proposal once I was too full of Hanish delight to refuse. He wishes me to train the Radiant Host in lance work. But that is a tale for another time. What I need now is a merchant or a trawler for ships fit for the open seas. Matt's here is a fisherman by trade. Yes, we should head to see if he can help us. Yeah. Trying to pronounce these names. Ethernet. Gate of first sight. And let's see what random mount delivers. Right, I think we're on course, so I'm just gonna turn on autopilot. And back to manual control. I think we need to touch down here. My friends, what brings you to our humble village? You need a seaworthy vessel to seek these ruins? Considering your deeds allowed us to return to fishing, I should think everyone will be glad to for a chance to repay the favour. Right here, and have the boat stocked and ready for you in no time at all. Have you noticed our little shadow? He's been following us since we left the city. We see you there, boy. Show yourself. Ah, it is you. You know how far out of our way we walked to not cross paths with some wild beast? Yeah, here's I'll definitely see on that. Made a pleading offer and convinced the crowd his wares are worth the price he asked. Enough. I knew your game, and I paid the price willingly. A fortunate purchase, as it turns out, for my friend here was seeking those very ruins. Israel. As is the island it shows. I overheard Zashel selling the information to another customer. Told that man where he needed to search, about the ruins, about the vault, about everything. Then the man sailed out to find his fortune, never to return. You cannot go alone to that place. You should have more friends with you. Maybe even a whole army. I did not doubt the ruins hold danger. I assure you, between the two of us, there is little we cannot overcome. No, you couldn't invite our comrades. Yeah, we could, and assuming we do find the treasure's hoard, it may prove wise to have more hands along for the carrying. Any ideas on whom to approach? The science has scattered far and wide since our last gathering. Tancred and Urianger? I believe that's the first lot you had to visit. Tancred and Urianger, yeah? Those two would answer our call, certainly, but they left a rising sun to a definite task in mind. I'm loath to... Oh, that's right. It's Grahatir and Kryl. Aye, Kryl may have a handful reviewing the students, but if you reach out to Graha, he will surely leap at the invitation. Well, yours there. I really wish to keep your sister safe. Friends for the road. Oh, giant potato pancakes. Baked alien soup. Cyclone salad. should leave you to recruit Graha. He'd appreciate the invitation that much more, I'm sure. As I recall, he was based at the Annex. Some of them might be able to point you in the right direction. Okay, so we have to head to Charlian. I think after we've done this, we should be able to... Ethernet Valdez in Annex. Oh, okay, welcome back. Oh, what do the students do for you? We're looking for Graha. Oh, yes, in the main hall with Mistress Gryle. They've been holed up in there for days. By all means, go give them an excuse to take a break.
Ah, Urgika, my good man. Would you be so kind as to...
Oh, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
I wish you had sent word ahead. I thought I was having visions for a moment there.
There's restoration of the students coming along.
Slow and steady. Raha and I have been compiling old records of the students' activities. We were able to locate several accounts in the archives of Numenon, but the bulk of our documents was lost along with the Isle of Fowl.
But what brings you to the Annex, my friend? Surely you haven't come all this way just to watch us shuffle dusty papers around? The treasure vault of Alzadal III.
And you're looking for companions to join you on this expedition? I would dearly love to accompany you, of course, but I'm afraid I'm committed to another task. On the subject of which I had hoped to ask for your assistance. Then again, it's not so urgent that it can't wait until you've returned. You should go, Raha. I'll stay here and mind the shop, as it were.
Are you sure? I'd hate to leave you short-handed.
I'm sure. Just try to be back before too many moons have passed.
Well, I guess we're off on another adventure already. Have you asked anyone else to come along?
Well, we only have Estinian so far.
Then might I suggest we invite your Stola?
Oh, yeah.
Ever since the Scions disbanded, she's spent most of her time cloistered within the Great Gooble Library, hoping to piece together a method to traverse the rift. It would seem, however, that whatever wisdom she sought there was not to be found. She arrived in Charlian the other day. We spoke briefly before she began her search of Numenon. Considering what you've told us of Alzadal's extraordinary feats, I do believe your Stola would be more than interested to hear what you have to say. Splendid! Then let us head to the archives at once.
Wait, before you go. I have another potential member to volunteer, if you've room to spare. Urianger. He sent the students a request for materials, you see. Treatises on the architecture of treasure vaults and the like. From what I can gather, the Loperites wish to build their own vault for the people of Atheris to explore, and are looking for inspiration to help make it a memorable experience. So, why not take Urianger with you? Let him study Alzadal's legacy firsthand.
None can deny the benefit of seeing something with your own eyes. If our expedition leader has no objections, I say we extend Urianger an invitation once we've spoken with your Stola.
Safe travels, you two, but don't forget, I'd still like your help with that other matter I mentioned.
Right. Then it's off to the library.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can... Oh, there's the... Yeah, so we can go up to the studium and then walk down to Numenon. Oh, it's Pudding Way! Guess my pudding wasn't needed to set the final days after all, but I persevere. Once people taste it, they'll be even happier that they were than they were before the apocalypse started. I just know it. Hang on. Oh. I went the wrong way. Hang on, can I? Yes, I can get up from here. Yep. You're a little bit, asleep there, Stola.
I've never known your Stola to doze off in the middle of research before.
Keep your voice down. We are in a library, you know.
close my eyes for one moment.
Yeah, the cue for the music to cut.
How long have you two been here?
We just arrived. We just arrived. Yes.
Did you now? I must have been studying for 2-3 days straight before exhaustion finally claimed me.
Well, exhaustion would do that, wouldn't it?
As you know, I've been researching ways to travel from the source to one of its reflections. Well, looking for hints at least. I don't expect to find a simple set of instructions tucked away in some dark corner of the library. So I've been skimming through the stacks, hoping to uncover even a partial mention of any similar feats in the past. A means to travel between worlds exists, and you can be sure I will find a way to employ it. So I promised Runar, but 'twould seem I've set myself a nigh impossible task.
You needn't be so hard on yourself. The leap I made with the Crystal Tower was not achieved in an afternoon. It was the culmination of a collective effort spanning generations.
Oh, you think me discouraged? I assure you, 'tis quite the opposite. A daunting challenge and the time to sink my teeth into it. I feel like a fresh-faced student again.
A scholar in her element.
Indeed. Was there something else you wish to ask of me?
Yes, about your studies. We might actually know of some other way.
Alzadal is no minor figure in Harnish history, and much is known about his family. But this is the first I've heard of a descendant surviving a trip to another world. If those tales are true, then he may have left behind some clue as to how it was accomplished. An invitation to delve into one of the world's lingering mysteries. As if I could refuse. And whence do we embark upon this expedition?
Achiali, by ship. But before that, we thought to extend an invitation to Urianger as well. He was in Thalmazane last we heard.
Yeah.
Then by all means let us recruit him and be on our way.
And we're actually going to have to do this by foot because I haven't even unlocked flight in yeah, because we haven't actually unlocked flight in Labyrinthos. But this will actually make it cheaper because it only costs 100 gil to teleport. And not God knows how much it does if you do this from Alright, lift off operator. Right, let's descend to the lower levels.
Our illustrious champion. Cloaked in the mantle of the common explorer, fame set aside in thy pursuit of simple adventure.
Thou should head to Specsavers.
I am told a new expedition is in the offing.
Wasn't Fancred with you? Also, get your eyes tested.
He left to attend to some personal errand, but should be returning ere long.
You've been keeping yourself busy, I trust?
True to our plan, Thancred and I embarked upon a pilgrimage of sorts, with an eye for gauging the state of those lands through which we passed. Our travels were interrupted, however, by a request for aid from our befurred lunar allies. As you may recall, the Loporrids had been seeking new purpose for the moon, another role through which it might serve to benefit mankind. The Forum hath been working to advise them in this endeavor, but I return to offer mine own counsel.
And this has what to do with treasure vaults, exactly?
You have learned of my predicament from Mistress Cryo. I know not whence they acquired such knowledge, but the Loporrids now stand convinced that adventurers delight in treasure hunts. Thus, with their newly built wonderland of riches and mystery, do they hope to entice all manner of daring delvers to the moon? So earnest and innocent was their desire to bring joy to the world that I found myself powerless to refuse them my cooperation. But what of you, my friends? Why are you come to Labyrinthos?
Oh, we got a treasure vault for you to explore.
Fascinating. This is indeed a most fortuitous opportunity. I should be honored to accept thine invitation. How long hath it been, I wonder, when last our actions were not impelled by fate or desperation?
Aye. Though I cherish the Scion's accomplishments, 'tis pleasant to not have the weight of the world upon our shoulders for a change.
Counting Istinian, we number 5 now, yes? Without knowing what traps or perils await unwary feet, we may be wise to refrain from recruiting others.
I agree. Between us, we should have the skills to handle whatever situation may arise. Shall we be on our way?
What, no time to spare a word for the grizzled old bard?
All is well, I trust?
A wasted trip, I'm afraid. I'd hoped to catch up with a former mentor while you parleyed with the rabbits, but it seems our paths were not to cross.
How was your pilgrimage?
Having an astrologian beside you on the road is surprisingly convenient. And it doesn't hurt that he's making strides with his light-hearted banter. In any case, as we made our way around Ilzabard, we saw that much of the continent was in various stages of chaos. A certain amount of disorder is to be expected. The final days are over, and the people no longer have a common threat binding them together. That's the thing with these fledgling troubles, eh? You need to keep an eye out, lest they mature into full-grown headaches. So, for what reason have so many esteemed personages seemed fit to gather? Beneath the waters of the Bounty, you say? I see you've already stolen away my traveling partner with the promise of unexplored ruins and scholarly glory.
Nay, 'tis not for mine own indulgence, but rather the fulfillment of my commitment to the Loporrits.
Oh, really?
Ah, of course. And if you have Estinian rounding out your group, you'll likely have all the members you need.
Feeling left out? I could put in a good word for you, if you like.
We may have been released from our obligations, but I'll never be free of that merciless wit of yours, will I? In all seriousness, 'tis best I sit this one out. Too many former scions consorting with one another might be seen as a cause for concern in certain quarters. I'll return to my usual reconnaissance and scout out the situation in the Far East. Feel free to share if you come across any interesting revelations. Till we meet again.
Shall we also hasten our departure? Sir Estinian will wonder what hath become of us.
Right, and I'm just gonna quickly, Yep, that's all done. Right, let's get back to Yehimad. So we're an hour and a half in. Hopefully, as long as it doesn't take too long to skill speed, spell speed. Alzadal's Legacy. Professor, I'm somewhat embarrassed that the tale of his journey to another world escaped my notice. Could it be more than simple folklore? Oh, what are the treasures he supposedly brought back? This undersea vault may hold relics for another reflection. My friends, we should temper our expectations. The map does promise ruins, but beyond that we know not what we might find. Not until we find it, So let us dispense with the conjecture and set sail for the vault. Alzadal's legacy, now accessible. Right. Aaron, wrong one. Because this will also, yeah. Following requirements not met. Completion of the following: Alzadal's legacy. No, it's this one. Right, so I'm gonna try and queue for Alzadal's legacy. Saying average wait time is 6 minutes. Hang on. Nearly forgot. We need to head to Adulshire, because normally we should get level 90. Suggest you don't quit the day job. Oh, come on, can we hand over... come on. Thank you. And hopefully we have level 90. Oh, lovely. We have a Catboy in a maid outfit. Oh, this is good. Well. Didn't take me long to relearn the basics. And you. Yeah, right, hang on. 8. And let's just do steering light and right. And first boss. Okay. What does 7 do? Nice, nice. Okay, I'm actually going to... I'm actually going to roll greed. The only thing, because I'm just going to hand it over to the, detected. Confirming bearer's identity. Yeah. There we go. That's one set done. On to the next. Yep, and I'm actually not gonna waste the summons on this one. And this is literally what summoners do. 11. Yeah, trying to remember all of this, and yeah. Agreed. Looming Warden. Epiculu. Right. And yes, we actually made the first run without being Okay. Okay, now this is phase 2. Turn. And yay! Yeah. And done and dusted. Another feeling they just opened the chest and bailed. Oh. No, they actually waited. Read. That is actually surprising. They actually waited.
What have we here?
'Tis not unlike a Hunnish alchemical furnace in design.
Well, there is one way we might find out.
Stop! You mustn't touch it.
Vritra! Oh, my apologies. Should I continue calling you Varshar?
You may address me as you wish. My nature is no longer a secret. Still, this is not a setting I imagined for our reunion. Surely you've not entered these ruins as common looters.
Would that we could deny your accusations, but I fear you're not far from the truth.
Great Vritra, might we beseech thee to explain the nature of this strange contrivance?
It was crafted by our alchemists at my behest, for the purpose of sealing something away.
Well, I wasn't gonna touch it, but you know, you stole her. She just does something, everything goes awry, and then we have to go plucking her ass at the live stream for the umpteenth time in succession. And why are you looking at me like that?
You and I will speak later.
Seriously?
Not the time for frivolity, my friend. Not the time.
And you and Olgra, huh?
This something of which thou speakest, might it be some manner of threat?
Perhaps I should simply show you. I have
The
lifted
smile
the
on
seal,
your Stolar's
if only
face.
for the moment, by an authority only I possess.
A planar fissure?
No, my friend. Small though it may be, this is a functioning gate into the void.
Right. Void gates and fissures are much the same in thinking practice, in the sense that both allow passage between the source and the 13th. The difference in terminology refers to the circumstances of their creation. A fissure is an incidental tear in the fabric between worlds, whereas a void gate is the product of deliberate action. I suspect this is the latter, judging by the elaborate mechanism put in place to control it. To think that our search for material riches would lead to this priceless discovery. That swelling emptiness, it puts me in mind of old friends, not to mention old foes. You may now enter Altadal Legacy. Seriously. You may now enter Altadal's Legacy with a party of NPC avatars. To make use of this feature, open the Trust interface located under Duty in the main menu.
I must admit, I am deathly curious to know how a void gate came to be hidden in the depths of these ruins.
To tell that tale, we must first peer far to the south, and even further into memory. An age 5 millennia passed when the Algan Empire sent an invading force to the shores of Merasidia. The southern people rallied around the commanding figures of Bahamut and Tiamat and fought fiercely to repel the would-be conquerors. With Bahamut's defeat, however, the tide turned against them. Desperate to seize any advantage, the Mercidians resorted to summoning primal entities. In response, Emperor Zande forged a covenant with the Cloud of Darkness, sovereign among the all-devouring denizens of the Void. Thus bolstered by icons on one side and Void Scent on the other, the two armies clashed in a battle of unspeakable carnage. So much death. So much loss.
I consider myself well versed in that period of history, yet you speak as one who witnessed it happen.
Indeed, I did. I heard Tiamat's roar of defiance and sped toward that war-torn land. Along with my sibling, Ajdaya. We dragons are not male or female as men are wont to classify, but elder sister is the closest a mortal tongue can come to describing what she meant to me. I was the last of our brood to hatch, and Ajdaya cared for me where my sire could not. Thus, I was with her when Tiamat roared. I was with her when she journeyed south, and I was with her when she fought against the Void-sent hordes. Yet no matter how many of their vile fiends we cast down, more rose from the abyss to take their place. Faced with an unwinnable war of attrition, Ashdaya risked her all on a final gamble. She plunged through the Void Gate itself to strike at the root of their strength. I tried to follow in her wake, determined to lend what aid I could. But even as I came upon Alag's glittering tower, I saw the rift close behind her. And Ashdaya has been lost to us ever since.
I find I must retract my earlier claim of historical knowledge. Nowhere in the Crystal Tower's archives did I see mention of such noble sacrifice.
History is written by the victors, Graha.
To Allagan eyes, it must have seemed as if a lone dragon, driven to madness, simply dove through the gate and did not return. For my part, I spent long years searching for the means to reunite with Ashdaya.
Okay, 77%
Until I could search no more. Until Alag was dust, and the arts to open a void gate large enough to accommodate a dragon forever lost.
Yet you have the beginnings of a gate right here, under the control of a harnessed device.
My discovery came before Radzat Han was founded. Though I scoured the lands for a method to cross the rift, it was beneath the sea that I chanced to find a natural planar fissure. It was, however, far too narrow to admit a worm's bulk. Only after our city rose upon the rock, and I could enlist the aid of our talented alchemists, did matters take a favorable turn. Their dedication was beyond reproach. Tirelessly, they worked to expand the fissure, and after decades of toil, it finally grew to a size that a child might pass through.
Not long ago, you told us that you called out to your kin, that Ashdaya's answer was silence. I suspect the conclusion to your tale is not a joyful one.
With hope in my heart, I used a simulacrum to cross the threshold. But no, I did not find her. What I found was a host of void scent, clamoring around the opening they had sensed. 'Twas but a moment, but enough. I had no choice but to retreat and allow the portal to contract once more.
Okay.
The gate was a threat to your people. You had to decide between endangering Radzat Han and abandoning your sister. And you chose the latter.
Alright.
'Twas not that thy sibling scorned thy call. 'Twas that she was trapped beyond a barrier through which neither roar nor dragon may pass. Even now, in the desolate world of the 13th.
I can scarce imagine your pain, yet it was wise not to linger in that place. Too long a sojourn, and even a being of your power risks being warped into a creature of the void. You've seen this phenomenon before, when we stepped into the darkness.
Yeah, I remember when Nero turned purple.
Turned purple? Well, yes. His wounds had allowed the void's corruption to enter his body and twist his ether. Had it been allowed to progress much longer, I presume he would have been fully transformed.
Then there is little hope for Ashdaya.
Ah, no. I hadn't meant to. I speak only of possibilities. The scales of the first brood are extraordinarily resistant to ethereal fluctuations. They are the protective talisman's core components after all, and even the corruption I described would struggle to overcome. Of course. With the warding scale in one's possession, one could conceivably survive a stay in the 13th without being warped by its energies.
Be that as it may, it is too late to rescue my sister. 5,000 years too late. And now countless others look to me for guidance and protection. So when I sensed intruders in the ruins, I came only to ensure that the gate remained closed. That, and to secure the treasure, of course.
Clear.
I wish only to forget the rest.
So they managed not only to expand the fissure, but also manipulate it as one might a gate. Astonishing. Is there any chance I could learn more of how this feat was accomplished? I'll tell you what I can. First, however, I must return to the High Crucible and arrange to replace the Guardians you so handily destroyed. It would not do to leave the gate unguarded. My apologies. We were perhaps a touch zealous in our rush to uncover the vault's secrets. The constructs can be repaired and be happy to offer our assistance. Not necessary. Much as I retain spare vessels for myself, we keep duplicate guardians on hand for such eventualities. In any case, we should return to Radat Han. Alright. Alright, we're coming up on... Yep. And this is the new mount we got. Right, so I have to head in this direction. One other thing we're gonna have to start doing is leveling Reaper and Gunbreaker. No preference. Yes, I don't think there's a... No, yeah, and yeah, we did get a Dungeons 90, which is nice. So what do we have? 50, 60, 80, 80, 81, 89. We've got a Mahak, Dun Scathe, Second Coil of Bahamut, Eden Gate Resurrection, Asphodeo, Second Circle, Paths of Dead, Heaven on High, Howling Eye, Extreme, World Eater Extreme, Earth's Fount, Containment Base E1T9 Extreme, Cinder Drift Extreme, and Frontline. Yeah, because I'm gonna have to start loading up Gunbreaker and Reaper. To actually start working on their respective, so they can actually do their respective their respective role quest lines in Endwalker, but I still have to do the tank quest line in Shadowbringers. For the two robbers, these awful towers up by the sisters. Do not tell me a blasphemy yet roams free. Why such guilty faces? Surely isn't you who are responsible for this? No. Well, details aren't important. I should see it done immediately. That the vault soon be secure once more. I believe you had questions. Quite a few, in fact. Well, I'd like to begin with the gate itself. It is still functional, yes? Indeed, which is why I saw it sealed with an alchemically forged lock and warded it with my magics. Such power must not fall into the wrong hands. In truth, the primary reason for the vault's construction was to keep the gate hidden from the outside world. So much effort for such a little door. That little door you speak of leads to an abyss teeming with unspeakable horrors. That said, in its current state, it would admit only the lowliest of void sent, and from this side, no man would be able to pass through. No man, I should think Alphano would fit, given a firm push. Physical size is one consideration. The true restriction hinges upon the etheric density of the soul in transit. And yet you succeed in expanding this miniature portal and sending your simulacrum to the 13th. Thanks to my brilliant alchemist, I should have destroyed the anomaly when I found it, but instead I bade them devise a means to control it. After much experimentation, they admit they accomplished the impossible. A method was conceived by which my magic could manipulate the fissure and transform it into a serviceable gate. But the process has long since been forgotten. Once I had given up searching for Dyer, and there was no need to thus the gate has lain dormant for years uncounted. Our own passage to the 13th was made relatively simple thanks to the Crystal Tower. An ancient mechanism channeled the tower's vast stores of energy to open a void gate, one bound to a covenant made with a cloud of darkness. Once that sovereign entity was beaten back, however, the covenant was broken and the doorway severed from its connection to the void. Theoretically, it should be possible to reconnect the gate by forging a new pact with another void sent. Such details usually end in betrayal and death. In any case, we should attempt to gain an understanding of the bounty gate. Mayhap you could resume the search for your sister. As I've already explained, I put those futile hopes to rest centuries ago. My place and my duty is here now. I had sense to ask what prompted you to search for the vault in the first place. Well, it was Augustinian's idea. As I recall, it was you who was chasing tales of undersea ruins. Well, as you have seen, the fabulous wealth of the stories is quite real. If it's not its rumored origin, I'm afraid I must assert a prior claim. I've added that trove for years, little by little, but the time has come to spend it, that I might alleviate my people's suffering. Then we are of one mind. We have no intention of taking it for ourselves. Excellently. Would you object if I were to conduct a closer examination of the gate? I'll make no attempt to open it, of course. I owe you and yours a debt that can never be repaid. Whatever boon you ask of me, you shall have it. You're most gracious. I shall take full advantage of your permission. Would that I could join thee in thy study, but the Loporees will be anxious to receive my report. I beg my leave of you. I must be off to Charlian as well. Mistress Scrart was eager to speak with you about that request, so please come back to the annex as soon as you're able. Farewell for now. Yes, that's my findings once I return. You'll not be rid of me so easily. This to the round. Speak with a fresh-faced student of our destined annex to accept the first quest. Right. Anything to make up for the construct we broke? You know, serve me as consider the broken construct paid for in full. Meanwhile, elsewhere. I sensed the breaching of a gate, but it was not indicated from this side. I too felt it. A rare occurrence, yes. At such a tiny portal as we leave unnoticed, there are more pressing matters at hand. An opportunity is upon us, the coming of which we have awaited for nigh on 10,000 years. We dare not let it slip our grasp. Yet we must not underestimate she who bested the cloud of darkness. Even restrained by a covenant, the cloud was no feeble wisp to be dispersed by some flesh and blood mortal. Ah, let her come. I will drown the world and watch this fleshling gasp for breath in her final moments. I'm afraid you won't be able to do that, buddy. Your zeal is admirable, but forget not our cause. Think back to our struggles beneath this sunless sky. Remember why we cede not to our will to fight. It's time we set the war in motion and win redemption for our star. Now, sharing the wealth. Right, so first we had Chew Toy and now we have Patty Mayonnaise. Right, yeah, because I can go to Dome and Enclave and get rid of these, because these are absolutely useless, because we do have higher eye level gear. But yeah, it is coming up on 8 o'clock. Oh. I think we actually did see these two running around before we headed to you know what, in this time I am actually going to be lazy. I'm just going to teleport to Yama because yeah, it's 215 gil just going from here, but if I actually use the Ethernet and went out of Razat-Han into Favnir, it would have only cost me 100. So, roulette. Hey there. Oh, I see you return unharmed. You finished with the boat then? Yeah, we're done with it. Anything the village desperately needs? Well, I suppose Kalazar's loss hit us the hardest. I'm trying to find bars for my fish, but although I saw a few here and there, it's so much more difficult than it was before. Everyone's still struggling to rebuild their lives. For now, we're just banding together as best we can. Alright. And let's go to back to Yehimad. And touchdown. Drink manga. Greetings and welcome, travelers. If this is your first visit to Ravnir, then you must try my special Amaral Lassie. Its refreshing taste cannot be beat. Because it's such an undercut you under, normally I part with 3 bottles for a generous price of 19,800 gil. A few I'm willing to sell as low as 10,000, you'll be practically stealing from me. Stealing? At that price, you're the only thief around here. Yeah. You're the one who's that spear-toting fellow. Oh, you can hardly blame a man for trying. The world may no longer be on fire. Oh, we're still stifling through the ashes, so to speak. Sister, spare me. You might as well have that ugly tower back for the scant few travellers we see these days. I myself barely have the coin to buy at local prices, I tell you. If I didn't charge the other adventurer a small fortune for afternoon tea, I'd be scavenging for the scraps in the street. Oh, no, that is a Ah. Well, first of all, well, it's in shambles, isn't it? The trade routes are open once more now that the danger has passed, certainly. But no small number of merchants have had to sell their ships to make ends meet in the short term. Add to that the sailors we lost in the final days, and it's little wonder the flow of exports is no more than a pitiful trickle. If Calzal and his consortium were still with us, I'm sure he'd have found a way to turn our fortunes around. Now that was a man who got things done, God rest his soul. We've spoken to with key local figures and gained an understanding of the populace's hardships. Bashan awaits your report at Megaduta. Megaduta. My advice return. I've just made it back myself. Why did you retain this vessel now that your true form is known? You could have flown across the island in a fraction of the time. Be that it may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the sky can be startling to say the least, and there are a few places I can enter comfortably without the risk of flattening some cart or stall. Fair enough. As for my inquiries, the people of Palakistan were unanimous in their reply. They are surviving. Resources were stretched to the limit when refugees were pouring in, but they persevered with some assistance from Yahimad. From what I understand, they have always been an independent community, hunters and foragers and the like. I was assured that the jungle provides for their needs, for the most part. Pakistan has weathered the disaster better than most, it seems. I myself heard good news and bad. The quarrymen were cautiously optimistic, having just sold a full wagon of giant's gold to a foreign trader. But such visitors are few and far between. Compared to our best years, the weight of stone leaving Favnir has been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated, its prosperity dependent on a steady stream of exports. You must identify any obstacles to the flow of trade so that we may begin working to remove them. Tell me, what did you learn from Akali and Yedihimad? I see. Without a dedicated bar, the average fisherman might struggle to offload his daily catch. Which is why I believe we should first address the lack of ships and shortage for able-bodied sailors in Yehimad. I'm reminded of a child I spied as I made my way back to the palace. His father lost at sea when the beast sunk their vessel. So many variations of the same tragic tale repeated over and over. Enough grief to drown in if we let ourselves be overcome. I'll consider the perspective you brought me and devise a plan to help my people confront this adversity. I'd like you to be in attendance when I announce the proposal to my assembled functionaries. I think this part is voiced.
I thank you for your attendance. riches the Radiant Host have retrieved were hoarded in Alzadal's name. A fortune I set aside for a future day of need. And lo, that day hath come. May it aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul. Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Yedlamad. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more. None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Karazal's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
That is a concern which weigheth heavily upon my mind. A simple gift of coin will soon be exhausted, leaving these young souls adrift on the fringes of our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come. Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
Take the village.
Of course, we must all look out for one another. Let us put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of Al-Zadal's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage. Now, such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name.
Something with Galzal seems appropriate.
A fitting candidate. Kalzal should be remembered not as the blasphemy which terrorized Thavne, but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores. Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Kalzal, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well. Isn't that right, men?
This bodes well for that boy. Mirad, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
Then let it be done. Henceforth, this initiative shall be known as the Kalzal Foundation. Nabdeen, thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor. Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. Reminded of Ishgard.
Right, and right. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up this quest and call it a night. Call it a stream. So, putting forth Kalzal's name. Those who see him rich will take comfort in seeing his legacy honored. If you want to speak soon, but I bear a message from Archon Yustola. She asks that you meet her at the High Crucible at your earliest convenience. Finish her study of the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I will go with you. Well, the Setrat will be too busy setting up the foundation. My clerks have been have been the well-oiled cogs of the administration since before Ahawan assumed the office. You understand what needs to be done. Now I'm curious to learn what conclusions your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. Okay. So yeah, I thought I was going to be able to get all of this done in one sitting, but yeah. Yeah, as I say, it's one thing to say and one thing you actually do. Unfortunately, you can't normally do what you intend to. So let us quickly head back to Yulmore. I'm going to pick up, I'm gonna sort out my retainer. And we don't need Twerk-O-Matic around anymore. The event report. Tabletop hat stand. Comes complete with its own orange wide-brimmed hat, which unfortunately appears to be stuck to the stand with rather strong adhesive. Okay. Alright. Doop. Alright then. That is going to be it for today. Let's just quickly exit the game. And thank you. Right, so yeah, that is gonna be it for today. I'm actually gonna get some food done, get the rest of the stuff I need to get done, and well, so I also need to catch up on the upload schedule to YouTube because I still have the rest of all the Endwalker stuff to actually upload, and also need to get this sorted out, get all of the stuff up, and get the highlights done and everything else. I need to actually clear out the hard drive that all the other stuff is on, and yeah. So yeah, the next scheduled stream, as I actually said last week, is going to be on Thursday, starting anytime between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. UK time, where we'll be finishing up the patch 6.1 MSQ, and then going on to punchy some gods. So yeah, so I will catch you then.